Everybody, here we go on the export and import. You asked, I deliver. Tried to do this twice before and it's blown up on me. Let's make sure this works this time. Alright, to go through this instruction piece, what we're going to do is export an AdvanceFlow trial balance and import it into another AdvanceFlow engagement, and also export out of AdvanceFlow and put it in CSA. I know how popular AdvanceFlow has gotten with the tax import, sarcasm present. I know it's a real problem, so here is a way that if you have a significant journal entries for your tax codes, that you can get it into CSA in less than 2 to 3 minutes tops, and then you can go ahead and finish up your tax portion of your engagement in CSA, and then use that for your reporting and for your import. Usually works much smoother, and it's well worth the 2-3 minutes to save you 20 plus when you have a lot of journal entries to do. So here we go. First off, you'll have an engagement open in AdvanceFlow. Then you're going to want to set up a view. This view is going to be used for how the data exports out of AdvanceFlow, what format. It's going to go into Excel, but it'll set up the columns you want. As you can see on this tab, I have an AdvanceFlow to AdvanceFlow export. I have the account column, description, report balance, account classification, code and subcode, lead sheet, code and subcode. The reason that I do this, usually because the AdvanceFlow to AdvanceFlow is not a tax piece, it's a financial piece, to take it from, as you can see over here, from accounting services to audit. All of my journal entries have been made in the accounting services engagement, and I want to keep my audit clean. So in the end, I want to take this trial balance, the report balance side, and then I want to bring it into another AdvanceFlow engagement, and then only have to do reclassing journal entries if needed. So here we go. Take this one, and once you have your view set up, and that's pretty simple, you just go over to views, and if we look at our AdvanceFlow to AdvanceFlow, you just add your columns, move them up and down till you get them in this order: count, description, balance, groupings for count classifications, and lead sheets. Next, we'll take this, and here's our export button. You may see yours looking like this, where you have the export. For screen space, I have mine shrunk up. So click on the export. Trial balance is automatically the type. File details, the view, you want AF to AF export. Click OK. And you may or may not have this pop up. If you have this pop up, then you can use this button here to save as, and it's the little arrow drop down, and to place it in whatever folder you wish. I like sticking mine in my scan folder. That's where I'm defaulted right here, and I'm going to go ahead and save it. Since I've done this several times, it'll ask me, do you want to replace it? I say yes. Now that's done. Now all we have to do is flip over to the audit side, or the other engagement. Simply go on the trial balance screen, and we flip to import. Again, here's how import may look, or if you shrunk this up, that's how it looks. Click on import. Go here, we're going to choose our file. I'm in my scan directory. I'm in my AF to AF import, or export as it's called on the tab. Click on it, click open. It'll pop in here. You don't have to worry about this display accounts or exclude accounts with zero balances. Actually, never check that, because what you're going to find is if you change an account with a balance to zero, it's not going to import that account, and your balance and where you're importing into is going to stay the old piece, and it's going to make your trial balance unbalanced. After we click next, I have already saved a template out there. You guys should be able to see this. It's called AF to AF import. As soon as you click that, you can see the column descriptions match up perfectly with what we want from our view. We'll go down and we can see the bottom 2 rows are going to be pieces that we don't want to import. So we go up here, exclude the last 1-2 rows. You graze it out. It's not going to pay attention to that, won't import. As you can see, our columns are account number, description, balance, and we want this unadjusted balance. We're exporting the report, but when we move over to the audit, it's actually the unadjusted balance. We move over to our account grouping, and for account classification, and for our lead sheets. We click next. As you can see, no warnings. If there was a problem, it would tell us. We click next. It tells us 0 rows were excluded, 248 to be imported. We click OK. Takes a few seconds. And then our new trial balance loads up with all the information imported. As you can see right here, because I've played around with some stuff, we've got an extra dollar account in here. This piece right here we'll delete. I'll come back and delete that later. That's not an important piece. If you ever want to delete an account, you just come in here, you delete it, tell it yes. A little extra lesson built into this one. And when it comes out, everything balances fine. Alright, now we're going to do the CSA or the AdvanceFlow to CSA export. Come back to the accounting services. We're going to do similar here. It's going to be a slight difference in it. We're going to our tax export. For the input into CSA, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4 columns: count, type, description, and report. Under the type is necessary. You've got to have this column in here when you're taking it into CSA. And there's going to be a couple things I'll show you real quick that has to do with some account numbers that are the same. So again, we do the export, choose the tax export, click OK, and again, it'll either go to your download folder or give you the option to save as. If it doesn't give you the option to save as, it's always going to be, you can go up to your favorite section and it'll be in your, if I can get all the way to the top here, into your download folder. Alright, we're going to choose, well, we don't have to choose any of the things. It's going to automatically label it tax export. We're going to click save and we're going to replace it. Now, because this is a copy and paste and not an import, we'll go in here and pull up our tax export file or Excel file. Let it come up. And now, as you can see, or you will see, there's a couple issues here. We've got a 2 there. All these others are fine. But when you bring it into CSA, it treats that 2 down here the same as this 2. So we're going to actually go down here to the 2, and we're going to turn this into a 4, just for ease. Also, that you need to do when you pull this up is drag your L so it replaces all the Q's excuse me, with L's. Once you have that set, you simply highlight all your pieces here, all your rows and columns that have to do with numbers that you want to import. Do not do the total, do not do the net income line. Right click, copy, or you can even go to the copy up here. Then you will go to CSA, and I've already got my Lehigh tax up here. We want to utilities, import, and spreadsheet. Now, like I said, this is not an import, it's a copy paste. We've already copied, we paste it in here. You will find that I have already set up a CSA from AdvanceFlow import. That automatically assigns the column here, and it's looking at the way I had done that. It doesn't match up, so we can go here and fix this. It's 331.16. It's an odd piece that I have for this client where they have different year ends. Debit and credit, make sure the period is correct. Make sure it says year-to-date balances down here. And you can scroll through and you can see where I fixed the 4 down here. We click OK. And you want to assign a unique name to this. It's because we made a change here. Go ahead and say no. And now you can see we've imported, there'll be 21 new accounts, or 31, and that means that you've got some additional assigning of tax codes that you're going to have to do once you're in here. But once you've done this once, if you make changes, you import again, you won't have that issue. We click done, goes through, imports, import complete. Then when you look at the trial balance, you can see we now have our unadjusted balance and our adjusted balance and tax balance in there. What we can do is take a look at our tax code report. And you're going to see that we have several accounts that have not got a code assigned to them because they're new for this year. These are the accounts that you would have to deal with and simply code them, get them down here into the tax code report. Then you could feel free to go into your adjusting journal entries and pull up tax adjustment tax code, and just like normal, you can do your tax code adjustments here.